I got a day with pretty good light, so I wanted to get some of the Nagant ammunition loaded, which actually goes pretty smoothly. But I remember somebody had mentioned they were having trouble where the ones he was loading were too fat in there, that they wouldn't load in the cylinder, or they wouldn't load all the way in the cylinder. But it is a matter of adjusting where the crimp hits, because they do slide right in and out. I'm doing about 100 of these. I went and trimmed the cases. You know, it isn't fussy on lengths, but I wanted to trim them to make sure they were all uniform. The only thing, if they do get too long, you know how the bullet is recessed. If they get too long, the brass will actually hit there. I've never actually had it happen, but I could see where it could happen. But the trick is to set the bullet back so the bullet is about flush with the cylinder, and then the brass sticks out beyond the cylinder, which is odd unless you're used to it. But I like the way these work, and monkeying around with these, I also, you know, these have that recess thing, but it would be interesting if somebody was to make or modify a gun so that you could shoot a kind of a, because this is a nice size little cartridge. You know, I think it would be a nice, like if you could make a lever gun because it's a rimmed cartridge, or semi-rimmed. But see, you can make a nice little, like that. Wouldn't that make a nice little rifle? But I think if you have a problem with them, it's just a matter of, but, you know, if they don't, you know, if you can't get them to go, I did play around and just for the heck of it, try to, if you take your decapping rod, expanding rod out of the sizing die, and after you're done with them, you can run them back through the sizing die and it'll take out any irregularities in it. You know, just make it a little smoother. But like I said, I haven't really had that problem. Nagant is a lovely little gun though. And there I don't have that nightmare of chasing brass. No, I've been busy, really busy. You know, that whole beaver episode set me back a couple days on my road, so now I'm trying to catch up on them again, and at the same time I am trapping beavers down there and making sure to keep that culvert clear. So I've been getting up, you know, in the dark and coming home in the dark. So that's what I had today. And actually I did work some today, but I'd probably be working all day, but I ran out of diesel in my big tank and I can't get it filled until Monday, so I got part of a day off here anyway. But I've got at least another week before I'm caught up. And if we get any rain, it throws me right back. Because the problem is now, you know, we had rain, and now they're still digging beets, which, you know, in the mud, it makes a mess. But they're also combining corn and soybeans at the same time. So I'm getting a lot of heavy loads because, you know, nobody runs regular, even tandem trucks anymore. It's all semis. So a lot of weight going. And at the same time, I got another 10 semi-loads of gravel coming, trying to fix bad spots, because if I don't fix them now, I'll have to deal with them all spring. So I'm busy, which is why I haven't done any videos, or, you know, a lot of times you got something to do, you know, doing it is one thing, you know, videoing it is another. You know, it actually, you could either do something or you can video doing something. It's two different things, really. But this is not such a hard deal to do. These are really actually very easy to load. You know, once you get it set up, they load easy. And the good part, when I'm done with these, I'm going to go right into the 9mm Luger. And I don't have to change shell holders or anything. Just pop in another turret. You know, somebody asked me about that one day, if I use a progressive type loader. I don't. I use this for loading everything, except for what I use the Lee stuff for. So, but I've got many of these turrets laying around. Like this is the 9mm Luger turret. No, this isn't. This is the turret for the Mauser. I always have to look close because I got a lot of these laying around. And I don't know what this one is. And what I always do is, see, I keep the shell holder right with them. This has got to be the Luger one. Nope. Makarov. Yeah, I know the Luger one's down there someplace. But I will be going into it right away. Well, it should be easy to find because that's the only RCBS one. But I do like them. Oh, yeah, here it sits. You know, I like having these turrets. You know, and this setup can be modified to the progressive type of deal. You know, there's a deal that goes in here that indexes, you know, that turns it automatically, and then you can get the powder dispenser. You can get the whole rigmarole, but I'd much sooner keep it simple. And this is simple. It's just convenient to have the turret that I can go from one stage to the other just clicking it. But I got these about done, and I'll switch to the 9mm. And then I think I'll maybe do some Mauser too, but for the 9mm I actually used like I say, the same shell holder, the same shell holder in the auto prime, so it's easy to go from one to the other. So that's what I will do. But there'll be more videos coming whenever I get, well, when I'm home in the daytime. Not often home in the daytime now. Now I can see I'm going to have to cast a bunch of more 9mm. I'm getting low on those. So if I get a day where it's not windy, I'll be a little safer. Now, earlier when I was casting, the acorns were falling, and I finally the one day I quit because the last thing you need is an acorn flopping down into a pan of hot lead. But I've got 50 some of the Luger done. And I got about 100 of the Nagant done. Yeah, that'll keep me busy for a while.